What's up, everybody? It's your host, DNB, and I'm back with another podcast episode, man. It's been a minute. Man. Jeez, man. As you can see, man, I haven't dropped a video since, I believe it was game one of the NBA playoffs. I think the game one just happened. Or game two. Yeah. Game one just happened. Game two is going to happen. Actually, I believe. No, yeah. Yeah, it was the day of game one of the NBA finals. That's when I dropped. So, yeah, man, Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Indiana Pacers, man, with a great series. First time an NBA Final Series went to 7 games since 2016, and man, it was a great game, man, great series. Uh, Shout out to the Oklahoma City Thunder for getting it done. I had Oklahoma City winning in 6 games. I was surprised that it went 7. I ain't gonna lie. I thought they was gonna close it out in Indy, but Indiana's a strong home team, and they came through. But it sucks that Game 7 that it got taken away from Tyrese Halliburton as he went down with an injury, and I believe in the first quarter he tore his Achilles, and that sucks because I was the third player in the NBA playoffs to get an Achilles injury, man. And it just hurts, man, just to see him go down because he was cooking in that first quarter, man. I thought it was gonna be a close game throughout that whole game, man. I was excited for that, watching it out of town. It was just exciting. And then when he got hurt, it just took in the air out the arena, man. I mean, not the arena, but because it was at Oklahoma City. But it took in the air out from the teammates, man. They lost their guys. It was hard for me to play because, Tyrese Halliburton, he's their leader. He's their facilitator. He gets the guys easy buckets. Like you see, like Obi Toppin was talking about how when Tyrese Halliburton is not on the floor, it's hard for him to play his game and how easier it is to play with Tyrese Halliburton. So him tearing his Achilles, man, it sucks because he's now out for this upcoming season. So is Jason Tatum, and so is Damian Lillard, man. But, man, it's a lot. It's a lot to talk about in this episode, man. Oklahoma City Thunder won an NBA championship, man. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got Finals MVP. Probably had the best NBA NBA season ever, man. He got Finals MVP, Western Conference MVP, regular season MVP, scoring title, All-Star, All-NBA first team. And then he got the bag this summer. He's a champion, man. He had the best season, you could say. You could say he had the best season ever. And they won like 68 games. They got the job done, man. Who would have thought Oklahoma City Thunder not before the season, but when they traded for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who would have thought they would have won the NBA championship, man? Who would have thought J-Dub being a 200 million guy? Who would have thought Shaq Holmgren would have been a 200 million guy this fast, man? As you know, they got extended for 250 plus, both of them. J-Dub, Shai Gilgeous, and Shaq Holmgren, man. The new dynasty, the new big three, the Oklahoma City Thunder, man. Shout out to them because they're going to be here for a while, man. They're going to be here for a while. Also, man, we could talk about the J-Dub. He talked about J-Dub, said he played through an injury the whole playoffs, man. And he just recently got surgery on his wrist. And for him to did his thing, I believe he averaged 20 plus in the finals. He dropped 40 in game 4, I believe, or game 5. He dropped 40. So, and he did his thing, man. He was a key contributor for this championship. But shout out to him, man, playing through an injury, man. But, man, what do y'all think? Do y'all think Oklahoma City is going to repeat? There's a lot of transactions that happened in the West. If y'all didn't know, Kevin Durant has joined the Houston Rockets. He got traded for Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks and the 10th pick. Houston Rockets kind of nice now, man. They got KD. They re-signed Jabari Smith, re-signed Fred VanVleet. They still kept the man Thompson, man. So, and they were just a second seed, and now they got their main guy to be the scoring option. Now they got to figure out who's going to be their second scoring option. Fred VanVleet got to stay consistent. Amen got to stay consistent. Jabari Smith got to be consistent. Offense and goo, and they got one of the best coaches in the NBA, you could say right now, man, and Amin Udoka. And it's just that's what this this Houston Rockets team just fits Kevin Durant so perfectly, man. Ime Udoka was with him in Brooklyn. Roy Ivey is one of his best friends. That's an assistant coach. And KD fits in any NBA's team. The offense can flow around him. Defensively, Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith. They also just got Dorian Finney-Smith. That's a good 3-and-D guy to come off the bench. That could be their Dylan Brooks. Like I said, defensively. And then they just got depth, man. I feel like they're a deep team, but they just gotta have. I feel like they still gotta find more. They got Reed Shepherd probably being their backup point guard or combo shooting guard. I feel like they gotta find another shooting guard off the bench, and hopefully, Amen Thompson does come and take a great offensive step. Honestly. But Houston Rockets, I feel like they won offseason, man. I feel like they won the offseason, getting Quinn Capella as well. So they're going to be deep at the center position, while some other teams don't even have centers for real. But I can see Houston probably being the first or second seed again. It really just depends. Yeah, it really just depends. For real. Another team in the West that made a lot of moves was the Denver Nuggets, man. The Denver Nuggets traded Michael Porter Jr. away to the Brooklyn Nets for Cam Johnson. I thought that was a good trade. I was seeing it in the interview today that Michael Porter wanted to be who wanted to be more of a number one guy, basically. That's what he was trying to say. He felt like his game in Denver was just stuck at a point to be he couldn't get better, because you already know the offense was running through Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic pick and roll game. So he know them two as a 1 and 2 options. So I feel like he was basically saying that he was ready for a new fit in the Brooklyn Nets. I feel like he already won his championship. He's already getting paid the money that he wants. I feel like in the NBA, when you're a young player and you already get an NBA championship and you feel like you did enough to win a championship, like, for example, Michael Porter, he felt like he did enough that whole playoff run in 2023. I feel like they get their money and they're complacent with themselves in the NBA. They feel like they could do, they're set. Because he probably got $100 million contract, $100,000 contract. But yeah, Michael Porter got traded, and he's probably gonna be the number 1 and number 2 over there with Cam Thomas. But Denver made moves, man. They got Bruce Brown back. He signed a 1-year deal. They got Tim Hardaway Jr., another great pickup. So they just got 2 shooters after losing 1. Then they got a great backup big in Jonas Valanciunas. And it was interesting with Jonas Valanciunas is that he wanted to go overseas to Greek before the trade happened. He was already having talks with them. And the trade happened, and now to Denver, they don't want to back out of the trade, so they want him to stay. I feel that's a good pickup because Denver always struggled to have depth behind Nikola Jokic. So I feel like this is going to be a big and huge pickup, bro. Denver could be nice, honestly. I feel like they got Bruce. I don't know if Bruce Brown will start over Christian Braun, but him or Tim Hardaway could start over Christian Braun. I ain't gonna lie, because Tim Hardaway had a great year in Detroit, and I'm sick that Detroit lost him. We'll talk about Detroit later on, but I'm sick Detroit lost him during the trades. But that could be a good pickup, man. That could be a great pickup for them. Aaron Gordon off the bench. I'm trying to think who their backup power forward. I can't think right now. But JV, Jonas Valanciunas, playing for coming to Denver Nuggets, great for a backup. Nikola Jokic, man. I feel like that's gonna do well for him. over there, even though he wanted to go overseas to Greece or something like that. I feel like Denver got better this offseason. They really got better. And they could be a team that could be fighting for. I mean, I don't know if they could get the one spot because I feel like Oklahoma City is just too good right now. They're probably just gonna come and just cruise through this. But yeah, man, Denver Nuggets could be a team. Dallas Mavericks got D'Angelo Russell to fill in that point guard spot until Kyrie Irving comes back. We don't know when Kyrie Irving is coming back with the ACL injury. I'm thinking probably January, February, December, January, February. Kyrie's saying hopefully by playoffs, but I feel like he's coming before that. There's no way he's jumping into the playoffs. So I feel like January, February is the time he could come back. But they got D'Angelo Russell, and as y'all know, they had the first pick in the NBA draft, and they drafted Cooper Flag, which he should be debuting his game today at 8 o'clock. I'll be tuned in for a little. But yeah, they got D'Angelo Russell, Klay Thompson at the 2, Cooper Flag maybe at the 3 if he's starting. Hopefully he should start. AD at the 4, and then probably gonna. And they got PJ Washington off the bench too. Gafford or Lively could be the 5. I don't know who they start. I think they should start Lively. He's a better lob threat, but Gafford's a good lob threat too. But Dallas should be nice. I ain't gonna lie. They could possibly be better than what we expect. It depends how D'Lo comes and play his role out there. He told Anthony Davis he won't let him down. Anthony Davis should come with a chip in his shoulder this year, try to get healthy, try to get defensive player of the year. I feel like he could get defensive player of the year. I mean, if Victor's healthy, then it's going to Victor, because Victor would have won it this year if he didn't leave out early, had an injury early. But yeah, man, Dallas Mavericks could be a nice looking team as well out there, man, in the West. Los Angeles Clippers, man, they re-signed James Harden. They traded for John Collins, man. I don't get it, bro. I don't get how the Clippers always find a way to finesse teams, man. They got John Collins for Norman Powell. It was a 3-way trade. Norman Powell got shipped to Miami, and then Miami shipped over Kevin Love and Kyle Anderson. Yeah, Kevin Love and Kyle Anderson, but Kevin Love's probably getting bought out. So they got John Collins, and that's a great lob threat for James Harden. If you know James Harden, man, he's always looking for the lob. Him and Zubiak had a great connection last year with the lob, so just expecting what he's going to do with John Collins. And John Collins is a natural-born hooper. He's a hooper, man. He's a hooper. So that could be nice. They're finally moving Kawhi Leonard off the 4 spot and putting him back to his natural position at 3. And I feel like that's good for him at this position because, like, the way his knees are now, out here trying to bang down with the 4s. Nah, bro, go back to your natural position. So I'm guessing the starting lineup will be James Harden. I don't know who will be the 2 because I'm hearing they're looking to get Bradley Beal once he's bought out from the Suns. But, like, now I'm looking at Bradley Beal like, now you want to get bought out? Like, you ain't want to get bought out when KD was there. You made the Suns bad, and y'all put the blame on KD. When KD really wanted to stay, but they wanted to blindside KD at the trade deadline because you ain't want to leave Bradley Beal. So now you want to get bought out? Yeah, all right. So Bradley Beal could be coming to the Clippers. If he comes to the Clippers, that would be one team that I would love the Rockets to kill, honestly, because of Bradley Beal. Even though I rock with James Harden heavy, I rock with James Harden. He's my guy. But what Bradley Beal did at the Suns, finessing them like that, bro, I can't rock with that. And Chris Paul's probably want to come back to LA. He said he wants to retire in a year or 2, and he said he wants to retire close home. And he said he had talks with the Suns or the Clippers. And I heard the Bucks too, but the Bucks is too far from the West Coast. But man, I'm thinking he comes back to LA off the bench. But he said he wants to start as well. So if he wants to start, he will go to the Bucks. But Bucks is too far, in my opinion. So I don't know what he's gonna do, but probably the Clippers. The Los Angeles Lakers, man, they got their center. They finally got their center, DeAndre Ayton. But, DeAndre Ayton, I'm not too sold on him, man. He's probably going to do his thing, average 15 points, hopefully a double-double. I just don't see him. When he was with the Suns, with KD, he played lazy. he was just a lazy guy. And then in the Blazers, he was lazy. He got bought out. That it just shows like they didn't trust him over there. They didn't rock with him. They drafted centers last year in the draft and this year in the draft. So it was just times to move on from DeAndre Ayton. They said his work ethic was bad, always late to things, and that can't fly in LA. LA, they don't play that. You got LeBron. LeBron looking over your shoulders, man. He ain't all that. He's not trying to babysit nothing. He's trying to play. He's trying to hoop at age 40. So DeAndre Ayton, and then they re-signing Jackson Hayes was surprising because they didn't play Jackson Hayes at all in the playoffs. So that was surprising. Then they got this a player, Jack LaRia from, I believe, the Grizzlies. I'm not too sure about him. Honestly, I'm confused what the Lakers are trying to do. Are they trying to build for the future or trying to win now with the LeBron? Honestly, I feel like LeBron should just retire because whatever the LA is doing right now, it's not working, bro. This team is not going to win. It's the same team as last year. Austin Reeves is a regular season player. When it comes to playoffs, it's easy to guard him because he's a one-on-one player and he can defend on the other side. Then you got to have Luka defend on the other side. Roy Hachimura goes ghost. It's just like this team is not enough for LeBron and Luka to win with. And I could just see another first-round exit if they keep the same team. Unless they do a big trade. Right now as this roster stands, first-round exit, bro. First-round exit. That's all I'm calling it as. But, yeah, that's how I'm seeing it as first-round exit, honestly. Memphis Grizzlies, they traded Desmond Bane, man. They traded Desmond Bane for Cole Anthony and KCP. They signed Ty Jerome, regular season player. I don't know where Grizzlies is going to fall in this year's playoffs. The standings. Jared Jackson just hurt his foot after signing an extension. So we'll see how that works out. If y'all can tell right now, I'm just naming the West teams. Then we're going to go to the East in a minute. Minnesota Timberwolves, they ain't do too much. They just re-signed Julius Randle and Naz Reid to big contracts. Could be the same team as last time, could not. The Pelicans, they drafted my boy Jeremy Fears. That's going to be a great pickup. Drafted Derek Queen. Traded for Jordan Poole. They traded away C.J. McCollum. They signed Kevon Looney. Kevon Looney's time at the Warriors is up. And Sadie Bay got traded there in the Jordan Poole trade. So I still don't think that's a play-in team, or probably just a 10th seed. I just don't trust Zion, man. Zion hasn't been healthy this whole NBA career. So I just don't see it. I just don't. As you know, the Suns, they traded for Mark Williams. They got Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks. Probably going to be a play-in team at the 9 or 10 spot. I just don't see. I don't know. I just don't see what they could do, honestly. Devin Booker signed that extension. Devin Booker wants to be so loyal when he really wants to go back home in Detroit. We waited for him to come to Detroit, but he just signed a big-ass extension, so that's going to be hard for Detroit now to really trade for him, which sucks because I really want him to be a Piston because I'm a huge D-Book fan. If y'all know, he's one of the Kentucky boys. He's from Michigan himself. That's a guy I rock with. Kyler Perry type of guy. Drew Holiday got traded to the Blazers, bro. That's kind of crazy. Celtics traded him away. I wonder what the Blazers are going to do with him. Are they going to give him as a vet leadership role? He's getting old at age. So, San Antonio Spurs, they traded for Kelly Olynyk, signed Kyle Kornet. I wish KD got traded there, but he got to the Rockets. I'm not mad at the Rockets team for that trade, but I wish KD went there. I'm excited to see the Spurs' future, man. They got a lot of guards. I wonder how that's going to work out. D. Fox, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper. I wonder how that's going to work out with the 3 guards. And the last team I want to talk about is the Golden State Warriors, man. Golden State Warriors, I don't know what the GM is doing, man. They didn't do no signs. They lost Kevon Looney, and they didn't do no signings. Stephen Curry is in year 16 or 17. He wants to get number 5, but the team is not helping him trying to get 5. I don't know what's the situation with Jonathan Kuminga. I don't know if Kuminga wants to stay or wants to go. The second apron is making it hard for teams to pay for him. Because if they pay for him, then he automatically gets matched out. So it's going to be kind of hard. I feel like they're going to eventually get him a qualifying offer for a 1 year something deal, or the Warriors might just give him a 4 year deal. I don't know what it will be. And then they will trade him at the trade deadline. That's what I feel like. Warriors had rumors to signing Al Horford. I don't know why. I feel like Al Horford should just retire. He's old. The Warriors don't need more old people, old players. They're looking to sign Deontay Milton back. He was on the Warriors last year towards ACL, and they traded him away. He was a great player. I feel like he was a great piece. I feel like if he comes back, that could help. He comes back, they probably miss out on Gary Payne Jr. or the second. He's probably gone. So, yeah, man. I really wonder what the Warriors are doing, bro. I really need them to sign players because Stephen Curry is my second favorite player after KD, and it's always like I'm always rooting for Curry. So I need them to make moves, bro, because Curry could get 5. They just build around him, but they're not really building around him, so it sucks. But yeah, that's all for the East. All for the West. Let's go to the East. Atlanta Hawks making moves, man. I feel like they won the East. I can't say they won it, but they did a lot of moves. I ain't gonna lie. They got Kristaps Porzingis, a shooter Luke Kennard, and they got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Great pickups. Starting lineup is low-key solid. I ain't gonna lie. They got Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, a defender, Jalen Johnson at the 3 or 4, Zachary Richardson at the 4 or the 3. And you can start Big O, or you can start Kristaps. Well, you're probably gonna start Kristaps Porzingis and Big O off the bench. That's kind of solid, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of solid. Hopefully they're not in the play-in. Atlanta Hawks is always in the play-in, so hopefully this is the year that they're not in the play-in team. They're not a play-in team. But yeah, man, Boston Celtics, man, they made some moves. Jason Tatum, y'all know he tore his Achilles, so he's out for the whole year. So they traded for George Niang. I believe they got him in the Kristaps Porzingis trade. It was like a 3-team trade. With George Niang at ATL, I don't know if he was an ATL or not, but they got him. Then they signed. They also traded Anthony Simmons. They traded Anthony Simmons for Anthony Simmons from Drew Holiday. But they said they're looking to shop him. So I don't know. They're looking to shop Anthony Simmons around. I don't know where they want to trade him to. That's going to be interesting, man. I feel like the East is still weak. Jaylen Brown, the Finals MVP from 2 years ago, could carry them to a top 6 seed. I don't know if top 4, but I can see them still making the playoffs. Play in, I don't know. They could be a play-in, they could not. It depends because the East is really weird. It's really weird. The East is really weird. You don't know what teams that could come out this year because Atlanta's nice. That was a playing team last year. Magic got better, which was a playing team last year. So you don't know. Not the Bulls. Pistons were a 6 seed that got better. I wouldn't say the Pistons got better. They're still there, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. But I feel like Boston is a great coach, great coaching. I don't see them tanking any type of way. I feel like they will still make the playoffs for sure. Probably the 5-8 range, 5-8 range, but that's still good enough. Like I said, Brooklyn got traded for Michael Porter Williams, got Terrence Mann. Hornets traded for Colin Sexton, but I don't know how much. Like the Hornets is that's a culture like that doesn't win. Like LaMelo Ball has made it to the play-in tournament one time, and ever since he's barely been healthy. But LaMelo Ball, that's my guy, bro. I've been rocking with him for a minute now. I've been always rooting for him. I used to always say he was better than Ant, but I can't even say that no more. Even though I like him more than Ant, I just can't even say that no more. But they gotta get right, bro. They got a squad. They got Coopers, bro. They got B Miller, Miles Bridges, Melo. They just traded. They got Colin Sexton now. I wonder who they started center now because they traded Nick Richards last season. Mark Williams. Who's they center now? They signed Mason Plumlee, but I don't know. That's enough. But yeah, man. They got to get right, but I don't know. I don't see them doing anything. Chicago Bulls, I don't see them doing anything, bro. They made the plan last year, I believe. They're just a young squad that just got to figure out what they're doing, rebuilding or what. Like, they never really officially hit the rebuilding stage. But they did trade my boy Lonzo Ball to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I'm excited for that move, bro. Because I'm excited for that. Darius Garland's out 4 to 5 months as of whenever that surgery occurred, my fault. So he's probably won't be back until November, December-ish. So Lonzo Ball at the starting point guard to start the year will be nice. He fits perfectly with them, man. Got Donovan Mitchell at the 2, DeAndre Hunter at the 3, since they traded Isaac Okoro away. DeAndre Hunter's probably gonna come in the starting role. Evan Mobley at the 4, Jared Allen at the 5. That's gonna be a nice squad. They got Larry Nance off the bench. Sam Hauser off the bench. They just lost a lot, though. They lost Ty Jerome. They lost Karis LeVert. And I forgot who else they lost. But yeah, man, the Cavs should be solid. I don't know if it'll be a 60-win team again, though. I'm confused who they lost. Whoa. Yeah, I don't think it'll be a 60-win team, but they got Larry Nance and another out there for Lonzo. But it's going to be interesting to see Lonzo over there. Hopefully Darius Garland get healthy quickly. Could LeBron get traded back to Cleveland? Whoops. You know, there's a lot of rumors coming out. LeBron for Darius Garland and Jared Allen. But I don't know if that'll work out or how that'll work. But that's just me putting that rumor out. Yeah. But yeah, man. Wish they kept my boy Imani on there just to develop Imani. This would have been a perfect team for him. I'm sick about that, but I already know wherever Imani goes next, he's going to grind. He's going to grind because that's all he do is grind. But next, the Detroit Pistons, man. I'm sick about what happened with Malik Beasley because he was a six-man on the road. Six-man candidate. I'm sick that we let him go. But we got a shooter to replace him, Duncan Robinson. Then we got Karis LeVert to replace Tim Hardaway. Karis LeVert's always been up and down for me. Yeah, he's always been up and down for me, so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Karis LeVert coming. And then Duncan Robinson, he's a shooter, but will he be able to guard and play? So I don't know. Pistons, I feel like we should get a backup point guard. The point guard market is still alive. I wish we could just find a point guard to grab off the bench because we need one off the bench. Jaden Ivey, Tobias Harris, Asur Thompson, and Jalen Duren as a starting five. That's solid. If you could trade Tobias for something, it would be nice. Trade. I guess we got to give Ivy another shot because Ivy didn't even play in the playoffs, and we made it to the 6th seed. So now they want to run with Ivy. So Pistons could be interesting. Hopefully they stay on course, they get better, because it was nice seeing the Pistons in the playoffs, man. I was at a game. The atmosphere was nice. I wish we would have pulled off. I feel like we really could have beat the Knicks. We really could have. We should have, but we did it. But yeah. Indiana Pacers, man, the Eastern Conference champions, man. They lost Miles Turner to the Bucks. That's a tough loss. That's a tough loss right there, man. Tyrese Halliburton goes down. He's gone for the whole year. So I really wonder what they're gonna do. They were 4th seed this year. I say they gotta be in the play-in or non-playoffs. Cause I just don't see it. They lost their center. I don't know who's gonna be starting center. Hopefully Isaiah Jackson steps up to that role and gets better and gets healthier, my man. because he has Achilles, I believe, Achilles injury. James Wiseman had the Achilles injuries that they re-signed. Hopefully those two step up and become better because those are two guys I was high on coming out of college and high school. They were good players out there, so if they come out and play their role, even though it's gonna be a rough season without their starting point guard, play in maybe 9-10 spot. Then hopefully you pray in the lottery ends your way because the way the lottery's been right now, you don't got to be the worst team. So the Patriots is gonna suck because they were in the finals last year to probably not make the playoffs this year. If they make the playoffs this year, that's really a W season for Rick Carlisle. But they haven't done too much in the offseason. They only got Jay Huff, and that's a center. But I feel like they should have got more or something. Ben Mathurin has to step up this year. I don't know, but the offseason's still going on, man. Something could happen. I really wonder though, are they gonna get a point guard? I don't even know who they got in the draft, to be honest. I don't know who they got in the draft. Pacers. Dang, Pacers didn't even have a first round pick. Dang, they didn't even have a pick at all. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know who the Pacers could have got. But they didn't get anybody that's a helpful pickup. But yeah, man. Whew. It's going to be rough for Pacers, man. The Miami Heat, they got Norman Powell. Then they got Simone Fischetto. Norman Powell, I don't know what the Heat are really like. I don't know if they're going to start him or not. But they've got Mitchell, Tyler Hero, Powell, Wiggins. I'm hearing they might trade Andrew Wiggins away. I don't know where, but they've been looking to trade him. Bam Adebayo, Kellen Ware. It's just the Miami Heat. I don't know, man. That Heat culture stuff over there, I don't know what they got going on. I'm not too sold on them. I see them as a play-on team again, unless they get a big piece. They always strike out on big pieces, so I don't know what they could get, honestly, to save them. Really, because I honestly don't know. Milwaukee Bucks, man. Milwaukee Bucks did some interesting things, man. They got Miles Turner, like we said earlier, but in order to get Miles Turner, they had to waive Damian Lillard, who recently just tore his Achilles. So that just lies like where the loyalty is at in the NBA. They waived a guy that was hurt on the Achilles. That meant a lot to Giannis. Giannis was sick about that trade, and Damian Lillard is now a free agent. And I have a lot of teams that I could say he could go to, but it really doesn't matter because he wouldn't be playing this year. But Golden State, since that's his hometown, next year he could play with Curry, but that's just another year that Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, and Curry are. So I wouldn't necessarily say that's a good pickup. Miami Heat, like I said, they always struck out. They struck out on David Leonard the first time, so he could go back there. He could go to Miami next year and play for them, and we'll see how that goes. I don't know if he'll be number one, though. He can't be a number one option. I feel like Tyler Hero is the number one option before him now that he has the Achilles injury, because y'all know the Achilles injury is the worst injury in NBA history. So you get that injury, it chops. Like a lot of players haven't came back from the injury strong, like Kevin Durant did. So it's gonna be, but like I feel like Tatum is gonna be straight because he's young. Halliburton's gonna be straight, but it's gonna be hard for Dame, bro. That's why I'm really worried because Dame's a small guard. So that's what I'm saying. Like them waving him was kind of freaking crazy. Boston Celtics to get Dame, have him and Tatum come back at the same time, as they both coming from torn Achilles. They could train together, have physical therapy together and all that. I believe they got the same person that did their surgery. I'm not too sure. I know Jason Tatum got the same person that did KD's surgery. I don't know about Dame. Dame could go back home to Portland. His family still stays out there. He's been rehabbing out there. That could be another place he could go to. So those teams I've been thinking of Dame, those teams I named, but it's going to be really hard. I really wonder what team he's going to sign to. Any surprising, shocking teams, we just don't know. The New York Knicks, they signed Jordan Clarkson after he got bought out to Jazz. I feel like that's a good pickup off the bench. As y'all know, like during the playoffs, they didn't really have a bench to go to, so they're getting him off the bench, and they got Garshawn Yabusele that played for the Sixers last year, and he had a solid year with the Sixers, coming back to the NBA after having a great Olympic run with France. So those two are great pickups off the bench. With the new coach of Mike Brown, so that's gonna be interesting with the Knicks. It's gonna be real interesting over there. Orlando Magic, man. Orlando Magic, they did their thing. I ain't gonna lie. They re-signed Mo Wagner. They extended Michael Porter. Not Michael. Oh my God, Michael Porter. They extended Paolo Banchero. They didn't trade it for Desmond Bane, and they signed the backup Tyus Jones. I ain't gonna lie. Orlando did their thing. The East is wide open, so Orlando, they could make some noise, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they made some noise. I like the additions they did. Point guard Jalen Suggs when he's back healthy. Hopefully he's healthy by the start of training camp. Desmond Bane at the 2, Franz at the 3, Paulo at the 4, and then Wendell Carter Jr. at the 5. Sounds pretty solid to me. Sixers, they re-signed Justin Edwards, and they re-signed the vets Eric Gordon, Kyle Lowry. I'm not too sold on those two re-signings. PJ Edgecombe was a 3rd pick. I'm kind of disappointed. I really wanted Ace Bailey, but Ace Bailey gave that I don't want to play for Philadelphia type of answer with his agent. So I'm not really too happy with Ace Bailey. He said he didn't want to go to Philly, Hornets, who was 4th pick, and the Jazz, that was 5th pick. He wanted to go 6, 7, 8, which was Brooklyn, Washington, and Pelicans. I don't know what order it was, but I just know it was them 3. But he ended up going 5th to the Jazz, which was crazy. And I know he has to play his role. He didn't want to be there, but now he's stuck there. But I really wish he went to the Sixers. I feel like that would have been a better fit with Tyrese Maxey and Justin Edwards. Young guys, man. Young guys. Just to build around the young guys for the future. Hopefully Paul George has a bounce back year. Embiid has a bounce back year. Because them not making the playoffs was kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna fake it. They should have made the playoffs. Hopefully they make the playoffs this year, because I hope Embiid and Paul George realize how open the East really is. Like, these teams, you gotta realize, like, no one thought the Pacers was gonna make the finals. Like, the Pacers easily could have been the Sixers. They easily could have been, the Sixers. The Sixers gonna make the finals before Boston made the playoffs. Miami made the playoffs. I mean the finals. Boston made the finals. Just a few more teams. So actually, that's damn near actually all the teams, because I said the Sixers, the Wizards, they traded for C.J. McCollum. Nothing too much over there. C.J. McCollum, he messed up the league with this new second apron and stuff like that. So a lot of fans are talking about, we don't care what team he is. Hopefully he just doesn't do anything. The Wizards is the best thing for him to let him suffer or some shit like that. But yeah, man, that's all the teams. We just went over the free agency this episode. Wasn't too much. Just reviewing what I missed out on, like the Thunder win the ship, free agency, the NBA draft. We talked a little about the NBA draft. The NBA draft wasn't too special to me. We already knew Cooper Flag was 1, Dylan Harper was 2, and I talked about those players that I thought I was gonna have an impact, like Jeremy Fears. He should have an impact. Ace Bailey. I don't know if Khan should have went 4, but not too much. Shout out Jace Richardson, 25th pick. From Michigan State to the Magic. And shout out Adu Thiero, he's one of John Calipari guys. He got drafted 2nd round to the Lakers. Well, he got drafted to the Nets, got traded to the Lakers. But shout out to those guys in the draft. Yeah, man, and last time we talked a little Club World Cup, because last time we did an episode, it was supposed to be Portugal. Oh, the Nations League, Portugal ended up beating Spain. That was a great game. I think they won the penalties. Yeah, that was a minute ago. I'm going back from like the last episode I did. Portugal beat Spain in Nations League. PSG right now is on a tour. They're going crazy right now. They are in the Club World Cup finals versus Chelsea, and they've been destroying every team that they've seen. They only allowed one goal versus the Brazilian team that beat them. That's the game when PSG barely played their first team. They only allowed one goal that tournament, and that was the game. They lost that game, but everything else, they've been dominating teams from start to finish. And I've kind of been sick about it because who would ever saw this coming? This whole year of PSG, who would ever saw this coming? So PSG got 2 more championships to play in for them to complete the 6-triple. This is called 6-triple when it's 6 trophies in a year, something like that. That never has been done before. This team is looking like the old Barcelona teams, man, with Pepe. And it's looking scary, man, what this PSG team is doing. I'm not going to say too much because this video's been long overdue, but PSG has Chelsea this Sunday, and then a week from this Sunday, they will play Tottenham Spurs in a Super Cup, which I totally see them smashing Tottenham Spurs. But I'll be watching both games. As a football fan, you have to watch it, even though when your team lose, you gotta watch it take the L. Hopefully Chelsea gives them a chance. They've been the only team that's given PSG a hard time that lost was Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich only lost 2-0, but they played them the best. But it wasn't enough. They couldn't score. PSG didn't score at the end. Dembele scored, I believe it was Dembele that scored when there was 9 men on the field. I know Desiree Dewey scored. And yeah, man, they beat Atletico 4-0 this tournament. They beat Inter Miami 4-0 this tournament. Bayern Munich 2-0, then Real Madrid 4-0. So they've been dominating teams this tournament. They're probably going to win versus Chelsea. Chelsea hasn't been playing a lot of good teams. But, you know, you can't complain because you play the teams you face. But hopefully Chelsea puts up a fight, man. They played a great game versus Fluminense. João Pedro, old Fluminense player, scored 2 goals, I believe. 2 goals versus them. Great game. And hopefully him and Cole Palmer, Christopher Nkumu, Leon Depel, they figure something out, man, because this PSG team is coming, bro. They're looking to win it all these trophies. And Dembele's Ballon d'Or is signed off. And Dembele, Vinicius been balling. Nuno Mendes been balling. And the Portugal guys that's been playing on PSG that went over there, they're going to have 7 trophies by the end of August. Or, yeah, for that past season. So, man, it's going to be interesting on Sunday. We'll be tuned in. And, yeah, man. First episode back in a while. Like, share, subscribe, turn your post notifications on. And we're signing out.